Hello and welcome one and all to the World Ice Hockey Championships 2013 edition. My name is Mark Bearwald, and I have the privilege to be here with you today for this one of the last preliminary round games between Switzerland and Denmark. Both of these teams are in Group S. S is for Stockholm, Sweden, and that's where this game is coming from you right now. Switzerland came in at number 9 into this tournament, and Denmark coming in at number 12. Switzerland obviously will be bumped up quite a bit in the rankings with their wonderful performance so far, and of course they would love to win this game so that they can retake first place in their section. We will now pause for the respective teams' national anthems. Okay, as I was alluding to before the national anthem, Switzerland walked into this tournament ranked number 9. They will probably be bumped up quite a bit after their very positive performance this year at the World Championships. And in fact, a win for Switzerland today would take them back into first place, which they lost. And that first place they lost to Canada. But they won their game so far against Sweden, Canada, and Czech Republic. And let's have a look at the various players now for the Swiss lineup. Between the pipes, we see they have 2 goalies, and Nino Niederreiter is coming into this tournament as well. And there's Hollenstein that you just saw. He's number 5 in the scoring race so far. Plus, number 28, and number 95, Walker, have so far been the big assist men so far. Sean's, you're looking at now at the head coach for Denmark, Per Bachmann. He's rallying his troops. Having a look at their goalies right now. Simon Nielsen, he's been handling most of the games so far. Been doing a very good job. Morton Green, number 13, is the captain of the team. And Oliver Lawrenson that you see on the left of your screen, number 25. He played a number of games with the Philadelphia Flyers this year. And so far, Denmark has been playing a very defensive type of style of hockey. They can't afford to get into a road race with the Swiss here today, even though the Swiss are a bit larger and heavier on average. They know how to skate, and they are a very fast team. We're coming to you from Stockholm, Sweden, from the beautiful Globe Arena. Opening face-off. And the Danes get it, and they throw it right down deep into the Swiss end. Number 3, Julien Vauclair. Works it behind his net to his defenseman. Puck jumps out into the mid-ice area. Delayed offside against the Danes. Swiss instead decide to take their time, get reorganized behind their own net. And now they're coming out, see if they can get something, some action going very quick against the Danes. Dumping it deep down into the area. There's Niederreiter, number 22 for the Swiss squad, coming in. But to no avail, the Danes handle that quite well. Number 6, Lassen, rings it around the boards to the opposite side. Oh! Seemed like Niederreiter almost went right into the bench from that, seemed fairly innocuous light hit. Number 51 from the Swiss side, Gardner. Ryan Gardner is out there as well. Quick shot. Going up over the Swiss goalie's right shoulder, around the boards, all the way down the ice. No icing on that call. Danes reorganizing, getting some fresh legs onto the ice, such as number 8, Frederick Storm is out there. The Danes get themselves into possible offside problems, so they just roll it right back into their zone, get reorganized. Bjorkstrand throws it down deep into the zone. Number 20, the Beera, Reto Beera is the goalie for the Swiss today. He works it behind the net, and there's a first penalty call coming out already against Frederick Storm, number 8. He gets 2 minutes for interference. So we're going to see the Swiss power play. As I was saying, the Swiss have been coming up with Plus, number 28, Walker, number 5. We're going to see how that last situation came about. There was the slap shot that went up. Seemed to hit up around the number 7, around the crossbar or the post on the Swiss side. Quick shot from Oliver Laurenson. That could have changed the game right away, but now we have a power play for the Swiss. Deep down in the Danish area. Number 12 for the Swiss. He has the puck. Kunti moves it out to the boards now, behind the net. Number 70, Hollenstein, comes in. Goal! Goal for the Swiss. 1-0 Switzerland. Looks like Kunti got the goal. First goal for Switzerland right away. Luca Kunti, number 12. 1:55 of the first period. Let's have a look again. Coming off from the power play, out from the corner, moving it around, looking for that quick centering pass. Comes across. Kunti. There it is. Rebound off the goalie. Kunti is the man on the spot. Watch again to the right of your screen, right off the goalie's pad. Kunti knocks in the rebound. That's how you do it. Just stand around the crease area and those pucks will come to you. And Luca Kunti is a happy lad. Gets himself a quick first goal for the Swiss side, and that can't make anything but happy for Sean Simpson, the head coach of Switzerland. Instead, Per Bachmann, head coach for Denmark, is going to have to send the word up and down the bench to stay calm, don't get rattled. But the Swiss obviously sense the possibility of getting some quick goals. So they got number 95 out there, Walker, Julian Walker, big Julian Walker. Here come the Danes again. They kept possession of the puck. They want to obviously get the game turned around. Thor Dressler doing his best to get down deep into the Swiss end of the ice, trying to force a puck turnover, but the Swiss regroup. Coming out in Niederreiter, deflects the puck deep down into the Danish area. Simon Moser, number 82, comes up, gets it out to the point. Here's the slap shot from number 31. Matthias Seeger. Here come the Danes and a possible breakaway. pushed into the corner by the Swiss defense. Puck bounces out into the mid-ice area. Danish defense work the puck between themselves. Now the Danes with number 33, Julian Jacobson, looking for a shot on net, goes off a leg. Swiss bring it down deep into the, throw it deep down into the Danish area, go get some new legs on the ice. Number 90, Roman Josi, plays for the Nashville Predators, moves it over to his companion. Puck coming deep down into the Danish area. Andres Ambul, number 10, is out there. Looking at Losi, working it deep down into the Danish corner area. Danes come up with the puck, trying to get something organized. Cross ice pass down into the Swiss area. Number 41, Jensen out there trying to run down the puck, but the Swiss get it out deep into the Danish zone. Where number 3, Philip Larsen, feeds it up into the mid-ice area. But the Swiss come right back at the Danes. There's been so far a lot of ice play right between the two blue lines. Seems to be where both of these teams like to play a lot of their games. Swiss obviously not bringing much pressure on the Danes, coming out of their own zone up to this point. Breaking it up in the mid-ice area. Danes work the puck behind the Swiss net. We've seen a lot of that strategy used by teams so far, with much of the game time being spent delayed offside against the Danes. Comes a long stretch pass down to number 70, Hollenstein, that went off his stick into the corner. So there's Hollenstein again, trying to keep the puck in the Danish zone of the ice, but to no avail. They turn over the puck to number 58, Bloom, who just has it right back down into the Danish end of the ice, with Mads Botkær, feeding it up the ice. And number 21, Thor Dressler, throwing it right back down into the Swiss area, unable to keep it there, and the Danes have to redo it all over again. And we have Eric Bloom, bringing the puck up to his companions. They throw it right deep down into the Danish area. Handled easily by the Danish defense. They throw it right down the ice area again. So that now number 31, Matthias Sager, he decides to have a go at it. Throws the puck up the ice. Companions once again trying to chase it down into the Danish area. They're able to force the Danes to turn over the puck in the mid-ice area. Here's a quick, long pass for number 89 from the Danish area. Mikkel Botkær. Big turnover to the Danes right in front of the Swiss net. Beautiful work from the Swiss defense. Swiss looking quick for a big turnaround pass, but to no avail. The Danes handle that very well. And number 44 from the Danish side, Niklas Hart, throws the puck deep down into the Swiss zone of the ice, and they go for a change on the fly. Ambul, number 10, is out there for the Swiss right now. Waiting for the puck to pass over from low seat, drags the puck down deep into the Danish zone, back to the point, throws it right back behind the net again. And the Swiss with number 51, Ryan Gardner, out there, loses the puck to the Danish centerman, who immediately puts it out into the mid-ice area. They're getting fresh legs. The changes for both teams so far have been extremely quick, very short shifts, 20, 30 seconds at the most. Here comes the Swiss once again. Deflected shot. Ambul moves it to number 51. Ryan Gardner, deep into the corner. Ambul drops it off for his defenseman. Oh! Possible opportunity for the Swiss. The Swiss player was just allowed to walk in from the corner in front of the Danish net. Just wasn't able to squeeze it. And we see number Reito Suri, number 24, throws the puck deep down he has the puck right again. He had it deep down into the Danish zone, moves it across the point. Quick wrist shot from the point. And the Danish goalie decides he says, we've seen enough of this. He squeezed the puck, and we get a face-off in the Danish zone. There's our goal scorer so far in the game, number 12, Kunti. He moves right in front of the net, waiting for the pass coming from Hollenstein. Rebound off of Nielsen. The goalie for, or excuse me, number 1, Gail Braith. Isn't able to squeeze it. Leaves a bit of a rebound. That's enough for Kunti just to move it right into the puck. As I was going to say before we got going, so far the Danish goaltending squad has had a problem with rebounds so far. Nielsen leaving a lot of big rebounds in the previous games. But when you come up against teams such as Switzerland, where they have big power forwards like Niederreiter, who can push his way right into those positions where the rebounds come out, you're going to pay the price sooner or later. We have a resumption of play in the Danish zone. We have number 12, Luca Kunti, taking the face-off for the Swiss side. And it's the face-off was to the left of Galbraith, the Danish goalie. Number 54, Furr, turns it around, throws it right back down into the Danish area. Swiss players are buzzing around the Danish net. Looks like they want to get 2 or 3 goals in this first period to try and give them a bit of a cushion. Now we have number 12, Luca Kunti, dragging the puck along. Here's it out in front of the Danish net. Bounces off into the corner. Hollenstein dragging it behind the Danish net. Gilbreth, the Danish goalie, keeping a sharp eye on what's happening. And we see Luca Kunti as well with Hollenstein. Back to Hollenstein behind the Danish net. Quick centering pass. And the Danes throw it out into the mid-ice area, sending number 11, Patrick Bjorkstrand, to bring some pressure against the Swiss. Swiss bringing the puck right down into the mid-ice area. Ryan Gardner having it back to his forwards. There's number 95, Julian Walker. He's been a big assist man so far in this tournament. Leaves it off for number 43, Morris Trashler. Puck bounces out into the mid-ice area. The Danes immediately want to pull the play up into the mid-ice area between the two blue lines. And the Swiss, number 91, Robin Grossman, the D-man out there, throws it down the ice. But number 48 puts on Matthias Bieber, puts on some speed and beats the Danish defenseman to the puck. Danes trying to settle things down, but once again it gets broken up by number 82, Simon Moser. And once again we have some play between the two blue lines. Danes moving the puck back between the defensemen with number 4, Mads Bodker, bringing it up into the mid-ice area. Swiss being very effective against the Danes so far in the mid-ice area, breaking up their play, getting lots of good penetration into the Danish zone, and getting a good number of good shooting and scoring opportunities. It's an offside against Niederreiter, number 22, who you see on your screen. Now we're having a good look at Hollenstein from the Swiss side. He's been having an excellent tournament. He's number 5 in the scoring race so far in this tournament. Hollenstein picking himself up an assist so far tonight. And we have the face-off in the Swiss zone. Quick slap shot from the point from the Danes. Kicked away by the Swiss goalie, Reto Bera. And we get a stoppage in play right now in the mid-ice area. And the referee is saying that there is actually a penalty in that ensuing play. It's calling a slashing call against Nino Niederreiter. We'll see how that developed right there. There's the hit. Came back with a retaliation against Madsen, number 29. And it was Niederreiter who gets himself the penalty. And we have the face-off to Bera, Swiss goalie. The play is off to his right-hand side. Puck is over to the Danish point. They move the puck around. Larson over to number 19, Kim Stahl. They're still working it around, looking for a good shooting opportunity. Back to Larson. Slap shot coming in off a leg. Able to keep possession and keep it in the Swiss zone. Here comes Larson, a bit bitter. Puck going off into the corner, but the Danes keep possession on their first power play in this game. Slap shot from the point, once again off a leg into the corner. Low C, trying to get the puck out of the zone for the Swiss, but to no avail. The Danes keep a quick snapshot coming in onto Beira. He turns that off into the corner, and Low C sends the Danes all the way down the ice into their own zone. Both teams are going for changes on the fly. Danes getting number 89, Mikkel Bodker, out there on the ice. See what he can do. Larson sends it long slap shot down into the corner. Met by number 54, Philip Führer for the Swiss. Danes keeping the possession on their power play. As I said, the first power play of the game. Swiss being very disciplined in their box defense in front of Beira. Goalie this time around. Larson goes for a one-timer. Again off into the leg, into the corner. Puck jumps out into the mid-ice area. You see for Switzerland, number 51, Ryan Gardner coming out, trying to break up just about a tip-in for the Danes. Bear got his leg out there, wide once again. We're coming up to the last 15 seconds in the power play for the Danes. Number 33, Jacobson, moving it around to the point. Larson is still out there. He puts it off to his winger. Last 5 seconds. Broken up. Excellent work by Gardner, number 51. Breaking up the play, pushing the Danes down into their zone. Gardner goes for a deserved rest. And then get number 82 out there, Simon Moser. He had a wonderful tournament last year, and still instead up to the point when he got hurt. Teams are back at full strength. Just under 7.5 minutes left in the first period. 1-0 Switzerland over Denmark. Denmark trying to keep some pressure on a 5-on-5 situation on the Swiss. Here comes a 2-on-2 situation for the Swiss against the Danes. Filtering shot right in front, turned away by Galbraith, the Danish goalie. Number 11, Bjorkstrand. Patrick Bjorkstrand tries to bring it deep down into the Swiss zone. The Swiss just throw it all the way down the ice, and it's a icing call, against the Swiss. There we're having a good look at number 44, Hart, Nicholas Hart. He almost had that tip in. But that's exactly what the Danes have to do. They have to take they have to go out there and create their own opportunities. When you come up against teams that are very well organized with good talent such as the Swiss, they're not going to give you much, so you have to go out and try and create things. The Danes, that's what they're doing right now. They're keeping the puck possession in the Swiss zone, keeping them bottled up, trying to get a few shots on the net, quality shots. Swiss coming out, trying to use some the body on the Danes. The Danes seem to respond quite well. And the Swiss have the puck in their own zone. They get reorganized with number 12, Luca Kunti. He's getting a lot of ice time so far in this first period. Galbraith, number 1, the goalie for the Danish side, takes the shot right on his central protector, squeezes it, and we get a face-off in the Danish side. And the face-off will be coming to the right of Galbraith, the Danish goalie. There we're having a good look at Per Backman, Danish head coach. He's been here for a number of years. He has good experience at this level. The average age on the Swiss side is 28 today, and the average age on the Danish side is 26. With the Swiss side being 2 or 3 kilos heavier, coming in at an average weight of 88 kilos for the Swiss team. As I was saying, Denmark so far has had one victory throughout for the games, getting by Slovenia in a 3-2 win. But of all the statistics, they have the number 2 face-off man, Julian Jacobsen, number 33 for Denmark, has been doing an absolute fantastic job for his side so far. As we get to a resumption of play in just over 6 minutes, 15 seconds left in the first period. Swiss win the face-off, moving it around the periphery of the ice zone, trying to work it in behind Galbraith, the Danish goalie. Puck bounces out into the mid-ice area. Here come the Danes looking for the chip in. Number 12, number 11, Borstan, quite content just to throw it deep down. Here come the Swiss once again. A very tight angle shot on Galbraith. He does exactly what he did last time, squeezes the puck. And that's what I would do too. The Danes shouldn't let the Swiss get into their mold, get into their skating mode. Try and break it up as many times, take as many face-offs as you can, break up the Swiss rhythm so that they don't start really flying. And as I was saying, you don't want to get into a skating game against the Swiss. On the point for Switzerland right now in this face-off is number 54, Philippe Führer. But the Danes come up with the puck, pulling it out of his own zone into the mid-ice area, over the red line. Here comes number 44, Hart, Nicholas Hart. Leaving it for Jacobson. Penalty call, delayed penalty against Switzerland. The puck came up, or the stick came up into Jacobson's number 33's face. Julian Jacobson. We'll see if there's going to be a 2+2. Doesn't seem to have been cut. High sticking is the call against number 24, Suri, Reito Suri. See how it develops right here. There's Jacobson. The puck comes up into the face area. And it's a power play for the Danish. They're second in the first period. They have possession in the Swiss zone. Big scramble in front of the Swiss net. Beera kicks it out. His team just throws it all the way down the ice. Galbraith, the Danish goalie, leaves the puck for his teammates that now get organized, bringing it out to the mid-ice area. And gets broken up at the Danish attack gets broken up at the blue line, where the Swiss just take the puck and throw it all the way down the ice again. Some of the fans thought Bodker had been fouled. He thought as well, pulled down. They wanted another penalty. The referee was not of the same opinion. The puck is deep down into the Swiss zone. The Swiss being very aggressive on their penalty killing, not letting the Danes get too organized up to this point. Puck is back to Larson from the point. Moves it around. Good movement of the puck. Here comes the one-timer from the point. Oh, there's a big scramble in front of Beera, the Swiss goalie, but the puck went wide to his right-hand side, and the puck now jumps out down into the Danish zone, and Larson, number 3 for the Danish side, pulls it up, giving it to his companions, looking for a quick tip-in again, to no avail. Swiss looking for a quick breakout, looking for a 2-on-2 situation. The Danes recover. The Swiss are quite content just to throw the puck deep down into the Danish zone and get some fresh legs out on the ice. And just over 20 seconds left in the power play for Denmark. So far, here comes Larson, tries to one-time it, doesn't get a good wood on it. The Swiss throw right down into the mid-ice area. Larson again looks for the long stretch pass. Get some pressure on these last few seconds. Here comes the possible tip-in against Beera, but it puck goes over the glass area, and there we have a good look at the Swiss goalie. We were looking at him. Now we're looking at Jesper Jensen for the Danish side. Beera gets his pad out there. Jensen was trying to get in. Look to the right of the goalie. Look to the right. There we go. Just a little bit wide. Trashler is thrown out of the face-off area. And now we got teams back at full strength. Puck is in the Swiss end of the ice. Both teams are working hard up and down the boards. The referees so far in this tournament have been very stingy in giving face-offs because of freezing of the puck along the boards in all the games that we've been looking at. Swiss being very aggressive against the Danes, getting possession of the puck, but the play is whistled dead. And we're going to get another penalty call coming in this first period between Denmark and Switzerland. 1-0 so far in favor of the Swiss. Per Bachmann, the head coach for Denmark, looking on, seeing how things are going to develop. He's going to have to be pulling out some new combinations of players, trying to get his team into this game. He doesn't want to get behind too many goals on this Swiss team. Just under 3 minutes left in the first period. And once again, Swiss coming in looking for a tip in right in front of the Danish net. That was Suri out there, Reto Suri and Ambul. Ambul's been having actually an excellent tournament, getting lots of ice time, creating lots of positive situations for his team. And that's with number 29 from the Danish side, Morten Madsen, assistant captain. Team's full strength. Face off in the Danish zone. Lauritsen throws it up, gets it out over the over the blue line. And the Swiss come right back at the Danes. Galbraith, the goalie, pucks it off the glass. Puck jumps out into the center ice area, and the Danes are quite content just to throw it out into the mid-ice zone. Swiss keep the control of the puck, getting fresh legs out onto the ice. Working it right back behind Bera. The Swiss goalie, number 72 from the Swiss side, Patrick Von Guten, decides to bring the puck out and try to get something going for his team, his side, in his last dying moments. Number 31 puts it off to number 31. Seeger dumps it deep down into the Danish zone. Danes handling it up to this point very well. They would love to get a goal just at the end of this first period. Swiss coming with a lot of pressure. Here's a possible opportunity for the Swiss in the last minute and a half. No penalty call. There we see number 3, Julien Vauclair, work it in from the point onto the Danish net. Niederreiter trying to keep possession of the puck in the Danish zone. And we get a whistle and play, 1:25 left in the first period. And it looks like Larson, number 3 from the Danish side, got himself a penalty, probably trying a clutch and grab situation against Plus, number 28 of the Swiss. Let's see how it develops. There's Larson. Probably got a tripping call against Plus. And Kunti wins the face-off for the Swiss side. Bring the puck in from the point, bouncing around in front of the Danish net. Danes do come up with the possession and just throw the puck right down the ice. And the Swiss send number 54, Philippe Führer down to get the puck and bring it right back at the Danes. Deep down into the Danish zone, puck around behind Galbraith, the Danish goalie. Danes throw the puck down the ice once again. And once again, Philippe Führer goes down, picks it up, starts organizing play for his other teammates. Swiss want to get their power play organized into the Danish zone. Danes so far have been very effective and very aggressive against the Swiss during this power play. They throw the Swiss right down into the zone. There's Losi, who plays for the National Predators, bringing the puck up into the mid-ice area. Hands it off to Lambiel. Ryan Gardner throws the puck back to Losi. He's not able to keep control of the puck, and it goes back down into his zone. The Swiss are going to have to do it all over again. Just over 50 seconds left in the power play for Switzerland, coming up in the last few seconds of the first period. Let's see if Ambul can get something going for the Swiss side to get a quick goal to end off this period. They're trying to get that last shooting opportunity for a tip-in. Goes in behind Galbraith, the Danish goalie. The Danes come up with the puck, and they're quite content just to throw it down the length of the ice. That's it at the end of the first period. 1-0 Switzerland. We're going to take a break. We'll see you in about 10 minutes' time. Welcome back to the second period of the preliminary round game between Switzerland and Denmark. We're watching the Swiss get it back onto the ice. There's Kunti. He has the game goal so far, 1-0 for Switzerland against Denmark. The Swiss head coach, Sean Simpson, can't be anything but happy with his troops. They obviously want to win this game so that they can catapult themselves back into first place over Canada in their group of teams. We're looking at Moser, number 82, had a lot of good ice time out in the first period. But of course, as we saw in the highlights of the first period, Denmark, right around the 55-second mark, from a big slap shot from Oliver Lauritsen, number 25, rang it right off the post. As they say, the post is not the most. It's a goal that you have to get. But the Danes obviously have been talked to by Per Backman, their head coach. He's saying don't get into a skating game with the Swiss, like with the big players like number 51 Gardner or Seger that you're looking at right now. Nielsen's that you saw right there, number 31. He is the goalie. He's the backup goalie for the Danes today. Between the pipes, as we're looking at right now, is Galbraith, number 1. Number 12 for the Swiss side, Luca Kunti, as we were saying before, he's got the goal so far in this game. He was the man on the spot, picking up a rebound from in front of the Danish net, and that's been a bit of a problem with the goalkeeping for the Danes so far in this tournament. Too many rebounds left out in front of the slot area, and they paid the price that time. We're going to see what Per Backman was saying to his troops in the dressing room, and Reto Bera, having an excellent first period. He's checking down the angles, going through his pre-game warm-up. Galbraith again comes out for the second period for the Danes. The Danes are probably going to have to try and force a little bit more in this second period, try and create a few more opportunities after they've worked off their penalty killing. Especially now, since Larson, he got himself a penalty right at the end of the first period. So we've got a power play situation for the Swiss. This is an excellent situation. The Danes come out, win that opening face-off, throwing the puck right down the ice, forcing the Swiss back down into their deep into their own zone. And the Swiss go back. Picking up the puck for them is Philippe Führer, throwing it down to Kunti, who brings it deep down into the corner. Führer brings it out onto the point. The Swiss are trying to set up their power play, working the puck around the ice, looking for a good shooting opportunity. Philippe Führer feeds it in, looking for a quick tip in, but to no avail. Puck goes off into the corner. And we have players like Simon Bodenman out there for the Swiss side, trying to get this power play going, but the puck bounces out into the mid-ice area. The Swiss have to retreat and regroup, while the Danes get some fresh legs out on the ice. Here comes look for a quick shot onto the ice from the assistant captain, number 28 for the Swiss, Plus. Right there, following that shot in, was number 22, Niederreiter. He was looking for a rebound so that he could just knock it into the net immediately. That's what you have to do. One guy takes the shot, the other guy follows it in, looks for the rebound, or tries to force the goalie to cover up and get a face-off in the other team's zone. Exactly what the Swiss did, winning that face-off, moving it into behind the net for number 82, Simon Moser. Danes are able to come up with it, still trying to get the puck out of their zone, and finally get into the mid-ice area. Taking their time, getting themselves reorganized. Here's an opportunity for Switzerland. Oh, number 82 from the Swiss side. Simon Moser had a good shooting opportunity right on Galbraith, the goalie for the Danes, but he denies Moser. Let's see that long stretch pass. Niederreiter over to Moser. There Moser has his opportunity. Shot it right onto Galbraith. Galbraith was able to come out a little bit and cut down a little bit of the angle, and that's what counted. Now we're going to have the face-off in the Danish zone to the right of Galbraith, the goalie. There we see Oliver Lauritsen, leaving the ice area. Looks like he has a problem with his right foot, could be. We'll see what happens. Ambil from the Swiss side, exchanging opinions with one of the Danish players. Now we get down to some play. And we see number 51, Ryan Gardner, taking the face off for the Swiss. Ambo for the Swiss, number 10, goes right in front of the net. But the puck jumps out into the mid-ice area, with the puck being exchanged in the mid-ice area. And immediately the Danes come up with the puck. Long stretch pass. Here's an excellent opportunity for number 8 from the Danish side, Storm. The puck bounced around, ended up on his stick right in front of Bera, the Swiss goalie, but it didn't go in again. That's what the Danes have to do. Go out there and create their own opportunities. And once again, we've got the teams back at full strength. Danes are coming back. Here's an excellent shooting opportunity. Bera, right from the point, from the high slot area, right onto Bera. The goalie, he covers up. And that's what Bachman wants from his troops. He wants some shots coming down on Bera. Bera had a very quiet first period. Right, other than that, right at the beginning when the Danes did hit the post. Here's the last Danish action coming in. Storm was able to, Von Guten lost the puck. Storm was able to come up with it deep down in the slot area, right in front of Bera, but to no avail. It's still 1-0 Switzerland over Denmark. Just over 2.5 minutes gone in the second period. And the Swiss once again regroup, bringing it out into the mid-ice area, dumping it down over the Swiss, over the Danish blue line, deep into their zone. Keeping possession, but to no avail. It does jump out into the mid-ice area. It's offside against the Swiss. Number 58, Bloom, Eric Bloom, getting a little bit ahead of his teammates and causing the offside situation. You're having a look at number 15, Rasmus Nielsen from the Danish side, going back to the bench. And there we saw the Danes having number 33, Jacobson, Julian Jacobson. As I was saying before, Julian Jacobson, one of the big face-off men. Number 2 face-off man for winning face-off so far in this tournament. Danes bring the puck out of their own zone, moving it over to the right-hand side of the ice. Larson looks for a quick, liberating pass for his teammate so he could split the defense, but to no avail. Swiss keeping, moving the puck around the boards, out into the mid-ice area right now. Swiss send Hollenstein out to try and hunt it down. Now they're calling upon Philippe Führer. And the Danes have it at the point area, throwing it in, bouncing it around. Those are the types of puck that drives goalies crazy when the puck starts bouncing around because they never know where it's going. Larson for the Danish side has it over to his defensive companion, brings it up into the mid-ice area, dumps it deep down into the Swiss zone. So far, the Danes have been much more aggressive in the first period. Storm trying to get something going for the Danes, bring some pressure onto Philippe Ferrier, who has the puck behind the Swiss net, which is being tended tonight by Bera. And we have number 82, Moser, Simon Moser, bringing it up, trying to crash through to get a good shooting opportunity onto Galbraith, the Danish goalie, but to no avail. But they do keep possession. Vauclair throws it in from the Swiss point deep into the Danish zone. Again, Vauclair, snapshot down onto Galbraith. He's got it. Stoppage in play. We're going to have a face-off in the Danish zone. There we have a look at Niederreiter, number 22. Big promising talent from the Swiss side, playing in America. And again, we see the work along the boards. Moser in front. Players coming in looking for that tip in or looking for that. We're trying to force a rebound as well from Plus, number 28. He's a big assist man so far in this tournament for the Swiss side. Puck behind the Danish zone. Danes bringing it out into their blue line area. Chip it down into the Swiss area. Number 72 for the Swiss side, Van Guten, Patrick Van Guten. Trying to throw it down the ice, but it kind of turns out into the icing call against the Swiss. But Suri, Reto Suri, number 24, isn't too convinced about that icing call, but that's the way it is. Ambul is out there with Surrey, with Van Guten. And there we see the captain for the Danish side, number 13, Green, taking the face-off. They would love to win this face-off and get a quick snapshot in right from the defense. Try and pull even in this game. Swiss are able to move that puck out into the mid-ice area. And there's a big hit right at the Swiss boards, right at the Swiss bench. Number 15, Nielsen, Rasmus Nielsen being involved. And here come the Swiss right back once again. But to no avail. Green, number 13, has the puck behind, keeps the puck behind the Danish net. Waiting for his teammates to get out, to get organized. Swiss send the Danes right back into the mid-ice area. Number 12, Kunti comes up with it. Here's a big slap shot coming in from them, from Gardner from the Swiss side. And the Danes send Kunti and company right back down into their own zone. Turnover, almost a big turnover. Hollenstein breaks it up for the Swiss side. Danes coming right back. Long snapshot from Stahl, number 19 of the Danish side. Beera, Swiss goalie squeezes it. We get a stoppage in play. We're going to have a next face-off to the left of Beera, the Swiss goalie. We're going to see what happened right here. Seeing the big check coming in right at the Swiss bench. We're getting into some wrestling right there as well. Number 24 from the Swiss side, Reto Suri, just saying, hey, how you doing? Then we have a good better look at Suri. Number 15 from the Danish side, Rasmus Nielsen, on the other end of that hit. We'll see if anything develops throughout the game between those two players. And the face-off is in the Swiss end. Face-off is going to be taken by Morris Traschler for the Swiss. Won by the Swiss. Grossman, number 91, battling it out with number 33, Jacobson from the Danish side in the corner. The Danes, trying to get some pressure onto the Swiss. That shot goes off a leg. Beera sees it, jumps right on it. We get another stoppage in play. Again, that's what the Danes need from players like number 33, Julian Jacobson, the big face-off man for them. More pressure coming down onto the Swiss. There we see Matthias Sager, captain for the team, organizing his troops. Jacobson isn't able to win that face-off against Plus. And the Swiss come out into the mid-ice area. Here we have Moser bringing it deep down into the Danish zone. Plus, number 28, wants to come in, try and have a go at it, but the Danes are able to bring the puck out deep down into the Swiss area. Puck goes around the boards, thrown out into the mid-ice area by the Swiss. Here come the Swiss. They got a good hit of steam from Vauclair. Moser follows up from Vauclair. Vauclair goes for a backhand down on Galbraith. There we see the defenseman. He wanted to almost did a coast to coast. Went for a backhand shot on Galbraith, the Danish goalie. Simon Moser, number 82, was following up the play, looking for a rebound. And the Danes send out Nicholas Jensen, number 17, to do his part right now for their side, see if they can pull themselves even in this game. Swiss looking for a shot from a bad angle, but there was a rebound from Galbraith, and they were able to get another possibility. The Swiss were able to get another scoring opportunity against the Danish side. Swiss working the puck around the boards. Danes getting themselves organized, shooting the puck out into the mid-ice area. Number 72, Von Guten, Patrick Von Guten for the Swiss. Tries to get it out, but the ensuing shot from the Danes goes off a stick. That shot came from number 29, Morten Madsen, assistant captain for the Danes. Puck went up over the glass into the netting. We're going to get a stoppage of play. We're going to get a face-off down towards just outside of the Swiss blue line. In the Swiss zone, excuse me. They pulled it right down into the Swiss zone. And there we see how some of the players want to take the face-offs, getting deep down, getting as much weight and pressure down onto the stick as possible. Hollenstein breaks up the Danish play, throws it deep down into the Danish zone, following it up. Once again, Hollenstein trying to force a turnover from the Danes. Swiss being more aggressive this second period with the body against the Danes. And they do cough up the puck. Again, Hollenstein having a big shift out there. He's everywhere. Here comes Hollenstein on the right-hand side of the rink with Ambul. Looking for a combination. Throws it in front of the net, looking for a tip-in. Over to number 91, Grossman. Throwing it at the Danish net. And we get a stoppage in play right now. Of course, when you're the team that's receiving all that pressure from players like Hollenstein, it becomes almost an asphyxiating type of pressure. There's Ambul throwing it out in front and just lifting the stick, so you didn't have the opportunity to chip it into the net. And the Danes get pushed right back into their zone again, getting themselves organized, looking for a quick turnaround. Number 58 for the Swiss side, Blum, is out there. And it looks like we're going to have a penalty called against the Danish side, right for that hit against Blum, number 58, the Swiss player. It's Poulsen, number 38, going for 122nd break. 2-minute penalty for tripping against Morten Poulsen, and this is exactly what the Danish side didn't want. Here we're having a look at what happened. Just got the stick underneath Blum's skate. He goes down, and the Swiss end up with a power play with the face-off in the Danish zone. This is exactly what Sean Simpson wants for Switzerland, and this is exactly what Per Bachmann does not want for his Danish side. Face-off won by the Swiss, and the puck is worked around the blue line. Number 3, Vauclair, the defenseman, working himself down in front of the net. Here comes the slap shot in on Galbraith. He turns it off into the corner. Plus is waiting to pick up a puck, which doesn't come. It's shot down by number 6 from the Danish side, Stefan Lassen. And the Swiss have to regroup, giving the puck off to Plus, trying to get some speed, but he gets turned away at the blue line. And it's Vauclair, the defenseman for Sweden, for the Swiss, who gets everything organized. He follows it in, working it behind the Danish net. Plus keeping possession of the puck. The Swiss keeping possession, having it over to Von Guten, trying to get some sort of pressure onto the Danes. The Danes have been doing an absolutely fantastic job in working off this penalty. 40 seconds left in the power play for Switzerland against Denmark, 1-0. Just under 9.5 minutes left in the second period. It's an offside against Switzerland. Ambul, he's been having a very good tournament so far for the Swiss side. Sean Simpson, we see right there, the head coach for the Swiss side. Gradually, little by little, he's been bringing in new players. And it's since 1953 that Switzerland hasn't won a medal at this competition. They would love, seems to be their year. They would love to finish out first place in their group of teams. 20 seconds left in the power play. Here comes the shot. Goal! Goal, Ambul! Number 10 gets that tip in. 2-0 Switzerland against Denmark. Oh, excuse me, Ryan Gardner gets himself the goal. Number 51, big Ryan Gardner. Let's see how it develops again. It's coming in from the left-hand part of your screen. It was Ryan Gardner getting his stick in there in front of Ambul. Centering pass from Van Guten, number 72, deflected by Gardner. You see Gardner, how big of a player he is. Very difficult to move a player like that out from in front of the net. But instead, if Gardner wouldn't have got it, Ambul would have. Here come the Swiss once again. Big scramble in front of the Danish net. The Danes have to show nerves of steel right now and don't get too scrambly and don't get too caught up into the emotion of the game. They have to stay cool and don't let this game get away from them. Here come the Danes. Possibility broken up by Bear, the goalie. Larson, number 3 for the Danes, working the puck along the blue line, trying to look for a shot. Here comes the shot on Beera. Beera rebound as well. Bit of a tussle in front of the Trashler for the Swiss side. Moves those Danish players off from Beera, his goalie. Bit of pushing and shoving. There we see the goal scorer, Ryan Gardner. He got the second goal for the Swiss. Let's look at it again. Look to the right-hand part of your screen. Big number 51 just tips it in. There it comes in. Look at his stick. Tips it in just up over the pad. Just gets enough elevation to get it over Galbraith's right pad that's out there. And look at Gardner, how big that fellow is. Not easy to push a guy like that around. Per Bachman looking on, seeing his troops down. And in fact, when Denmark lost one of their big players, number 25, Oliver Lauridsen, a defenseman, and he would have, if he would have been on the ice, he would have been taking Gardner. He would have had a chance to move Gardner out. Here come the Swiss again. Oh, huge opportunity for the Swiss right in front of the Danish net. Galbraith robs Switzerland. The Swiss just smell it right now. They're coming back. They want to get another goal right away. Keep the Danes back on their heels. The Danes desperately trying to get possession of the puck, get it out of their zone. Offside. That puck came out over the blue line. The Swiss trying to bring as much pressure as possible right now. There we see number 58, Bloom, down on the ice. Maybe we'll get a replay to see exactly what happened if he fell heavily into the boards. First we'll have a look at the goals. Here comes the first one from the first period, Kunti, number 12. And watch number 51 in front of the net with his tip-in from Ryan Gardner. And that's how it stands right now, 2-0 for Switzerland against Denmark. Bloom coming off the ice slowly, favoring his left leg. Could be a knee. Let's see what happens right here. Oh, looks like he got a distortion for probably his left knee. Bloom, number 58. He got pushed. Bloom probably got himself into a situation where he just got a hyper flexion of that left knee. We'll see if he's able to come back after a few shifts in this game. Swiss keep on bringing their pressure, breaking up the Danish passing game. Especially number 82 for Swiss out there, Simon Moser, trying to do his best. He's out there, number 82 is out there with number 22, Niederreiter. Both big boys. Here comes Niederreiter right now, going deep down into the corner. He's contrasted by number 22, Lauritsen, Marcus Lauritsen, the defenseman. Comes up with the puck. Danes get it into the mid-ice area. This could be good. It could be a 3-on-2 situation. Here comes the slap shot. Beera has it. There's a little bit of pushing and shoving in front of the Swiss net with the captain, number 31, Sieger, for the Swiss side, exchanging opinions with Stahl from the Danish side. There's Beera, goalie for the Swiss team. And it looks like Bloom seems to probably be okay. He's back on the bench. He didn't go to the dressing room. Both of these arenas in Stockholm and Helsinki have clinics right in the arena, so if the players do need any type of medical attention, they get it immediately. And there we see number 51 from the Swiss side, Ryan Gardner out there again, bringing pressure on the Danes. Danes get it up over the blue line, throw it down onto Beera. Beera covers it up, squeezes it. And we get another stoppage in play. Having a look at Green, the captain for the Danish side. He has to rally his troops here. One goal would change the entire situation for the Danish side, keeping them close. We have the face-off to the right of Beera, the Swiss goalie. 6:19 left in the second period. 2-0 Switzerland over Denmark. Face-off won by the Swiss. Off into the corner. Puck rolls around into the opposite side. Here's a good opportunity for the Danes, and we got a goal! Goal! Denmark! I believe it's number 17, Jensen, Niklas Jensen. And it is, Niklas Jensen wraps it around on Beera. 2-1 game now. Let's see how it develops. Right behind the goal. Gets a second whack at it. Jensen brings it around. He does the wrap. Watch again. He does the wrap around. Gets his rebound back. Finds space to get it in there. Yet 3 Swiss defenders, 1 Danish attacker, and yet he's able to get the goal in. And as I was saying, that's exactly what Per Bachmann wanted for his Danish side. 2-1, Switzerland-Denmark. Just over 6 minutes left in the second period. And that'll put some life into the Danish side, you can be assured. Van Guten, number 72, tips it into the Danish zone. Looks like a face-off call, or offside call, excuse me. Offside against Switzerland. There we see the goal scorer, the first goal and the only goal so far for Denmark by Niklas Jensen, number 17. Big slap shot from the point, crowd of people in front of Beera. Hollenstein brings it out for the Swiss. Swiss coming back fast against the Danes. They want to have this situation turned around as quick as possible. Hollenstein bringing a lot of pressure, showing a lot of energy out there all night, all day long today for the Swiss side. Losey, number 90 for the Swiss, goes into the corner, moves it around the boards. So Hollenstein once again. Here comes Losey on the far side of the ice. Offside against Switzerland. That looked like a good situation for Switzerland. Unfortunately, here we're going to see again the puck coming around, got his one shot, got his rebound, there's a second opportunity. Watch again to the right-hand part of your screen. 1-2 opportunities. Look at all the Swiss players around the goalie. Watch the left-hand part of your screen, left part of the screen. Goes in right between his glove side and the post. And Denmark has the puck in the Swiss zone. Looking for a shot. It's broken down by the Swiss player. Niederreiter gives a good shoulder to the Danish defenseman. And looks like we have a icing call. There we still have a good look at Sean Simpson, head coach for Switzerland. As I was saying, little by little, he's been bringing in a new crop of players, new talent, new generation. Seeing the results so far, obviously, in this tournament this year. Face off in the Danish zone, won by the Swiss. Swiss working it in, looking for a snapshot from a hard angle in the corner. Here we see the Swiss using their big bodies and their physique on the Danes to keep possession of the puck. Look in front of the net. Who do you see right there? Number 51 for the Swiss, Gardner again. There comes the shot. Galbraith turns it into the corner, but the Swiss keep possession of the puck. Look at number big 51, Ryan Gardner for the Swiss, right in front of the net. Tough to move a guy like that around. And the Swiss keep the puck out on the point area, and the play is whistled dead. Looks like there's a bit of actually the net came off the moorings. And then you see Suri for the Swiss side. Let's see what was happening in that last play in front of the net. There's the last shot that came in that Galbraith was able to direct off into the corner. Then number 24, Suri, picked up the puck for the Swiss immediately in the corner to keep the pressure on the Danes. We're having a look at number 17, Jensen, for the Danish side. He got the only goal so far for the Danes. And we get a resumption of play in the Danish zone to the left of Galbraith, the Danish goalie. Good job by the Danish centerman for winning that face-off. They move it immediately off into the mid-ice area. Long shot over the net, goes off the glass, off into the corner. Swiss can't get the puck out of their own zone, but they do keep possession, and now they do get it out into the mid-ice area. The Danes come right back at them again. Shot goes off a leg into the corner. Number 4, Bodker picks it up, tries to make an opportunity for his team. Jensen trying to chase down for the Danish side, trying to chase down the Swiss attackers. They do come up with the puck, moving it down into the corner. And Losi for the Swiss side moves it out into the mid-ice area. And that's chipped in by number 23, Bodenman, Simon Bodenman for the Swiss. Danes getting a bit bottled up into their own zone. And it's thrown out into the mid-ice area, was picked up by Vauclair. He immediately looks for a long stretch pass, but there's no icing. So Larson for the Danish side, number 3, picks it up, moves it up into about the mid-ice area. They dump it way down until number 89, Bodker, gets in there. Can't keep possession. And the teams exchange the puck between themselves in the mid-ice area. Here comes an opportunity for the Swiss. Niederreiter, off to Plus, Niederreiter, wide. Here comes Simon Moser, he gets possession of the puck again. He's coming out with a lot of energy. Plus fighting for the puck, along with Niederreiter in the corner. The Danes respond with a lot of body checks against the Swiss players in the corner, and they finally come up with the puck. Ryan Gardner, 51, comes out for the Swiss. Danes throwing it deep down into the Swiss zone. We see number 54, Philippe Führer, bringing it out for the Swiss, pinning the Danes into their own zone. Danes do get possession of the puck again, bringing it down, offside by Poulsen, number 38 for the Danes. There we have a look at Nino Niederreiter, who had a good shift out there together. Last shooting opportunity, just getting off the pad. of Galbraith. It was Moser, Niederreiter, and Plus out there last time. Good combination, good call from Sean Simpson, head coach for Switzerland. Put those three players together. Brought a lot of speed and intensity against the Danes. The Danes come up with the puck, throwing it deep down into the Swiss zone. Swiss working the puck from one player to another along the boards. Getting it over the blue line area. Bringing pressure with number 43, Traschler, Morris Traschler. Trying to bottle up the Danes, but to no avail. They come out into the mid-ice area. And the Swiss come up with the puck once again. Niederreiter gives it away to number 4. Oh! Number 4, Bodker. Mads Bodker had a golden opportunity. Niederreiter gave away the puck. Here's Bodker again. Here comes a big slap shot from the point. Wide. And the Danes keep possession of the puck. Here comes Lauritsen. It's wide again. This seems to be the Danish moment so far in this second period, bringing big pressure against the Swiss. They sense it themselves. Puck goes off Losi into the corner, turns it around. Both teams going for changes on the fly. For the last 10 seconds of the second period, Larson gets it for the Danes. Trying to move it up the puck, trying to get that last shooting opportunity, but to no avail. That's it. Second period is over. 2-1 Switzerland over Denmark. Teams off to the dressing room. We're going to take a break. See you back in about 10 minutes' time. Hi, welcome back to the start of the third period between Denmark and Switzerland. We see the Swiss players coming back onto the ice. Sean Simpson couldn't be anything but a little bit concerned about his players there. It's just a 2-1 situation right now. As we watch the Swiss players coming back onto the ice, we see number 58, Blum. He had a bit of a knee problem during that second period. It's 2-1 for Switzerland over Denmark right now. And we see Gardner, he got himself a goal in that second period. Obviously, Sean Simpson was telling his players, go out there, try and get yourself another couple of goals to give yourself a cushion. So that's what they're probably going to try and do in this third period. So that way, of course, with a win, Switzerland bumps itself right back up into first place in this S group for the World Championships. There we see Jensen, number 17. He's netted the only goal for Denmark so far today in the game. And of course, Per Bachmann, he would be happy with his troops. They didn't get rattled. They showed good grit and determination to keep themselves in this game. Beera, he was the Swiss goalie who led in that one goal from Jensen. Patrick Galbraith is still between the pipes for the Danish side. And there we see it once again, seemingly a bit nervous, Sean Simpson, the Swiss head coach. And we're coming up to the resumption of play of the third period between Denmark and Sweden. 2-1 for Sweden, Switzerland. Switzerland 2, Denmark 1. And here we go. Plus wins the face-off for the Swiss side. They immediately throw the puck deep down into the Danish zone. Danes coming up with the puck. Moving it over to Larson. He throws it up into the mid-ice area. And Green, the captain for the Danish side, throws it down right onto Beira. He directs it into the corner. And the Swiss are able to bring it out into the mid-ice area with Moser, number 82. The Danes, number 44, comes up with it, Niklas Hart. They decide to go right back behind the net, get themselves regrouped, and they throw right deep down into the Swiss zone, where number 72, Patrick von Guten, organizes it, gets it over to his teammate, number 90, Losi, throws it deep down. Galbraith, the goalie, works it out over to his winger. Denmark's coming out with a lot of speed, a lot of energy so far in the beginning of this third period, and that's exactly what I would do. Try and create a few opportunities early on in this period. One goal brings you right into a tie. Then all of a sudden anything can happen at this level of hockey in the World Championship competition. And the Swiss throw the puck deep down into the Danish zone. Mads Bodker throwing it out into the mid-ice area. Ends up deep down into the Swiss zone, where Patrick Bjorkstrand goes down and tries to get something happening for the Danish area. And so the Swiss come up with the puck, bring it into the mid-ice area. And we see Hollenstein trying to hunt it down for the Swiss. It gets out into the mid-ice area. Swiss rework it, bringing it down. In is number Bloom, number 58. His left knee seems to be working quite fine after that, what happened in the second period. Slap shot from the Danes, goes wide. They get it back to the point again. Here's a good shooting opportunity. Through a bunch of bodies, a bunch of legs. Puck thrown out into the mid-ice area. Larson takes it for the number 3, takes it for the Danish side. Brings it up in the mid-ice area, just over the red line. Takes a long slap shot, throwing it down. Vauclair, defenseman for the Swiss side, runs into the referee. Actually, there's a bit of a scramble along the boards, but they do get it out in the mid-ice area. Number 5, Nielsen, defenseman for the Danes, throws it deep down, and there's Jensen, the goal scorer for the Danish side, throwing the puck out in front of the net. It's picked up by the Swiss. Niederreiter rings it around the boards. There's Moser and Niederreiter right in the corner for the Swiss. Puck coming out dangerously out in front of the Danish net. Here comes the big slap shot. Deflected off into the corner. The Danes finally come up with the puck and are able to get it out into the mid-ice area and nullify that pressure. Ambul comes right back for the Swiss. Goal! Number 24, Switzerland, Suri, Reto Suri. 3-1, Switzerland over Denmark. Reto Suri gets himself a goal. Let's watch how it develops. Going behind the net. Lots of time to set up Suri. Right there, he gets the snapshot right up over Galbraith's left shoulder. There's Losi, lets it off to Suri. Suri snaps it in right away, up over the left shoulder of the goalie, Galbraith. And it's right away a 3-1 game. That's not what Per Bachmann wanted to happen in these opening minutes of the third period. This gives the cushion to the Swiss. Danes come right back for number 44, taking a good slap shot. Hart taking a good slap shot on Beira, the goalie for the Swiss. And the Swiss keep possession of the puck deep down in their own zone, throwing it between the various players, forcing the Danes to come down to try and force a turnover. And the Danes come back trying to work the puck down. down into the deep into their own the zone of the Swiss. And the Swiss come out with the puck, moving it out into the mid-ice area. Offside against Denmark. There we see Losi, Roman Yossi. He plays for the Nashville Predators. He's the one right there on the left of your screen, number 90, leaving it off for Suri. Snaps it right up there. Suri sees it right away, snaps it right up into the corner, over the left shoulder of Galbraith, the Danish goalie. And we get a resumption of play just outside of the Swiss zone. And the Danish come up with it, throwing it deep down into the Swiss zone. The Danes really have to come up and get some pressure on the Swiss, trying to force the Swiss to cough up the puck a number of times so they can get a couple of goals just to bring themselves even now in this game. The Swiss send number 23, Simon Bodenman, deep down into the Danish zone. Danes come up with the puck. Beera covers up. Bloom, number 58, is out there, along with Grossman for the Swiss, protecting their goalie. And there we have a good look at Stefan Lassen. He's got a lot of good ice time tonight. And there we see Beera, the Swiss goalie, waiting for the resumption of play on the face-off off to his left-hand side. Number 91, Grossman, for the Swiss, moves the puck around the boards out into the mid-ice area. Now number 15, Rasmus Nielsen for the Danes, tries to move the puck back into the Swiss zone, but the puck jumps up into the Swiss bench. They take advantage of it to get new players out on the ice, one of them being Niederreiter. There we see some happy Swiss fans. Lots of time left in this third period. Just over 14 minutes and 20 seconds. 3-1 Switzerland against Denmark. The Danes trying to get themselves organized. Here comes Jensen, the goal scorer for the Danes. Nice shot on Beera. Nice work by Jensen to get by the Swiss defender and immediately gets a nice quick snapshot onto the goal, forcing Beera to get that glove hand out there, squeezes the puck, and we get a face-off. Slap shot from the Danish point. Turned away here. Oh, excellent opportunity for the Danes. The Danes are all over the Swiss right now. Another slap shot in from the point. Here's a good opportunity. Big block from Gardner. Got his big body out there, blocked that slap shot from the Danish point. Puck bounces out into the mid-ice area. And now bounces all the way down into the Danish zone. Mads Bodker feeds it off to number 22, Lauritsen, Marcus Lauritsen. Here's an opportunity for the Swiss, broken up by the Danish defense. Lauritsen, the brother of Oliver. And we see Hollenstein doing good work to break up the Swiss attack, break up the Danish attack right in the mid-ice area. And now Hollenstein gets the Swiss attack going as well. Hollenstein's getting a lot of ice time out there today, plus as well creating huge opportunities for his team. And the Swiss are content to give the Danes the puck down in their own end. Here comes Larson. He has to turn back. Moves it over to Bjorkstrand, who finally throws it deep down into the Swiss zone, but the Danes are not able to bring create any type of pressure in that situation. We end up right back down in the Danish end of the ice. Here come the Danes, pulling it over the Swiss blue line. That's broken up easily by the Swiss. Here's an opportunity, possible opportunity for Switzerland. Number 43 from the Swiss, Traschler. Morris Traschler is out there. Now he feeds it off to number 95, Walker. Ends up on Jensen, number 41, Jensen's stick. From the Danes, he's content just to go behind his goal, get new, fresh legs out on the ice for Denmark, see if they can get anything going for their side. Vauclair, number three, for the Swiss side, tries to get it out. Again, drawn right deep down into the corners. Vauclair, there's a slap shot right onto Beira. He handles that, squeezes it. We get a face-off in the Swiss zone. There we're having a look at number 24, Suri, getting the last and the third goal for the Swiss side. Let's have a look at Honsang setting up the first goal that went to Ambu. Or Kunti, excuse me. There's the second goal, Gardner. There's Jensen getting the one lone goal for the Danish side, and there's Suri getting the last goal for the Swiss. And as it stands right now, it's 3-1 for the Swiss. There we see Suri himself talking it over with Ambul about how they want to confront these last number of minutes in the third period. And Beira moves back between the pipes for Switzerland. And the Danes send out on the point number 3, Larson again. He's been getting a lot of ice time, creating good opportunities as well. He's out there with Stefan Lassen on the point for Denmark. Denmark working hard. Back to Larson, off into the corner. And ends up once again at the Danish point. They're working the puck around the periphery of the ice surface. Here comes the big slap shot all the way down. Beira handles that quite well, putting off into his right-hand corner. No penalty called on that last play. And the puck is knocked out into the mid-ice area. Here comes Larson once again for the Danes. Broken up by the Swiss defense. And the puck gets over to Jensen. He moves it back to his defensive companion, who comes out from behind the Danish net, leaving it off for Green, the captain, who has to turn back, get reorganized in the mid-ice area. Puck ends up down at Beira, the Swiss goalie. He squeezes it, and we get a stoppage in play and another face-off. There we have a look around in the crowd. Various figures have been coming out to these games. One of them is the president of the IIHF. And we get a resumption of play right now with number 58, Bloom, moving the puck around behind the boards, getting it all the way out into the mid-ice area. The Danes again trying to get organized to get some sort of pressure onto the Swiss. Here comes the shot. Rebound from Beira into the mid-ice area. Picked up by the Swiss defense. Moved by Walker deep down into the Danish area. And the Swiss get new fresh legs onto the ice. They're going for quick changes in this third period. Danes still trying to get some sort of pressure onto the Swiss. The Swiss have been very efficient in taking the puck off the Danish stick so far. Galbraith, the Danish goalie, squeezes the puck. We get a stoppage in play. Bachman, the head coach for the Danes, is obviously trying to come up with some combination of players that will give a spark to his team. Swiss keeping the puck in the Danish zone. Good work from Seeger, the captain, having from the Swiss side, throwing the puck towards the net. The Danes finally do come up with it, but can't keep control of it, and it winds up right down at the captain of Switzerland, Seeger, stick. And it gets moved down, deep down into the zone. Niederreiter out there, together with Plus, trying to work it out from the corner, keep possession of the puck. Players battling for it. Finally, it does come out. And number 41 from the Danish side, Jensen, he decides to take it back behind the net. Let him get a new line out on the ice. See if they can't get something going. Broken up very nicely by Suri at the blue line. Shooting opportunity for the Danes. Turned back by the Swiss. And we find ourselves back into the Swiss zone. But the Swiss handle that quite easily, keeping the Danes back on their heels in the mid-ice area. And the puck ends up down at Beera, the Swiss goalie. He covers it up. In front of him is Von Guten, number 72. And we get a stoppage in play. 3-1 for Switzerland over Denmark right now. As I was saying before, this is a big, big game for both of these teams. Switzerland, if they win this game, move themselves back into first place in their group of teams. Denmark, if it would be able to pull out a win in this game, would be able to keep itself pretty close to that fourth and final quarterfinal qualifying spot. Per Bachmann telling his troops how to move that puck around, trying to tell them that they have to create more offensive opportunities. And both teams sending their troops back out on the ice to confront these last number of minutes in the third period. As we were saying before, Switzerland is probably going to take a huge jump in the world standings from this tournament. They came in ranked number 9. They end up leading their series. And we get a resumption of play with Yossi, number 90 for the Swiss, working hard behind his own net. And we get a penalty situation. We have a penalty being called right now. And Green, the captain, number 13 from Denmark, is incensed with the referee. Really incensed with the referee because he's the one who gets the penalty. He gets himself 2 minutes for holding. Morten Green, the captain for Denmark. Let's see how that worked out. He had Traschler. Traschler, number 43 for the Swiss, was tied up with Green behind the Swiss net, but we get a Swiss power play right now. They have possession of the puck in the Danish zone. Let's see how they can get things organized and see if they can't get some good shooting opportunities. Hollenstein is out there. Feeds it off to number 23, Bonman. They keep possession of the puck. The Danes not bringing much pressure against the Swiss at all. Here comes the one-timer. Oh! Galbraith does the big stretch and takes away a sure goal from the Swiss side. And there's a bit of pushing and shoving right in front of the Danish net right now. Let's have a look at it. Puck is moved around to the other side. There's the shot. Oh! Galbraith gets his big pad out there, is able to take a goal away from the Swiss side. That was shot in by Philippe Ferrer, number 54. Good job from Galbraith. Andres Ambul is out there, number 10 for the Swiss. He would love to get some more points. And we see Gardner taking the face-off for the Swiss. Danes coming up with the puck. And the puck bounces out in the mid-ice area. Ambul fields it back to his defenseman. Yossi looking around, gives it back to Ambul. Has a good hit of steam. We're coming all the way down. Goes behind the Danish net. Back to the point. Ambul doing a good job working the puck around. Once more back to the point. Trying to pull the Danish defenders out of position to create space for his teammates. Big number 51 for the Swiss is Gardner. He's right in front of the net. Suri's out there on the other point. He's coming in right now. Oh, broken up by the Danes. Just as Suri was trying to work himself down in front of the Danish net. And the Swiss keep possession of the puck in the Danish zone. Gardner has it in the corner, works it back to Ambul. Ambul to Yossi. Doesn't get good wood on the shot from the point. Back to Ambul. Number 72, Von Guten has a go at it, but the puck goes wide. Another 10 seconds left in the power play for Switzerland. Ryan Gardner, you saw him right there, big number 51. Tried again to get that one snapshot in on Galbraith, the goalie, from the Danish side. And there we have a look at the captain, Green, Morton Green, number 13. He's still not too happy about sitting in the penalty box, obviously. And the Swiss move the puck along the point. Here comes a tight shot down onto Galbraith. He blocks that. Goal! Goal, Switzerland! Coming in from the tight corner, Niederreiter. Number 22, Niederreiter gets himself a goal. That's the 4th goal for Switzerland. Let's have a look again how it develops from a tight angle. Moser has a shot at it, and it seems that we'll have a better look at it now. How the puck's sitting down in front of Galbraith. Okay, so Moser came in, was able to push it towards Galbraith. Niederreiter is able to get a stick on it at the last second and push it underneath the pad. There it is. Niederreiter was the last person to get his stick onto the puck. And now it stands 4-1 for the Swiss against Denmark. Just over 5 minutes left in the 3rd period. Teams at full strength. And the Danes once again work it back to the point. Here's the slap shot down on Beira. Goes wide. Again, once again, puck is thrown in front of the Swiss net. Puck is going wide again. The Swiss have number 95, Big Walker, out there, doing an excellent job for the Swiss side. The Swiss are quite content just to drag the puck down deep into the Danish zone. And number 5, Blindenbacher, goes to, after a good shift, goes back to the Swiss bench. Here come the Danes with big number 29, Morten Madsen, duking it out with Vauclair in the corner. Lots of work along the boards. Shot goes wide from the Danish defenseman. And the Swiss send in number 31, Seeger, the captain, battling it out, trying to get possession of the puck. The puck is still in a delayed penalty coming. There's a delayed penalty against the Swiss. The Danes have pulled out their goalie, getting a 6th attacker out on the ice. Delayed penalty call against the Swiss. And now we have the play is whistled dead, and Sager, number 31, the captain of Switzerland, gets himself a 2-minute penalty for hooking problem. In fact, it's for hooking. At 16:36 of the third period. There we see Niederreiter got himself the last and the fourth goal for Switzerland. Power play Denmark. Face off in the Swiss zone. The Danish defenseman throws it deep down into the corner. Puck thrown in onto Bera. The goalie for Switzerland, he steers that easily into the corner. Danes keeping possession, moving the puck out to the point area, trying to draw the Swiss players out of position. Larson tries to feed it into the corner, gets deflected, ends up back out of the Danish point men. Here comes the big slap shot. Bera sees it all the way in, gets his glove out on it. We get a stoppage in play. That last slap shot coming in from Jensen from the point. Look to the left of your screen up at the point. There's the one-timer coming in. Bera saw it all the way coming in. And the face-off will start at the left of Bera. Power play for Denmark. Working it around the periphery, moving it along. Snapshot goes wide. Danes are able to keep possession of the puck in the Swiss zone, but not for long, as the Swiss are able to intercept and send them out into the mid-ice area. The Danes quickly try to regroup, bring the puck quickly into the Swiss zone. And it's thrown over to the other side of the ice. And it's broken up by the Swiss players, who dump it deep down into the Danish end of the rink, and both teams get fresh legs out on the ice. Just over 2 minutes left in the third period, and just over 35 seconds left in the Danish power play. There's Green, number 13 for the Danes, the captain. Never says die, Morten Green. Larson brings it in, keeps an opportunity for a side. We get a puck turnover, and this is an opportunity, a shorthanded opportunity for the Swiss. Not able to take advantage of it. And the Danes, once again, the teams are back at full strength. The Danes weren't able to get much pressure onto the Swiss during that power play. Swiss having a very efficient penalty killing unit. And the Danes keeping the puck deep down into their own zone, waiting to get things organized. Here comes Suri, number 24 for the Swiss side. Throws it deep down into the Danish zone. There's number 51 for the Swiss side. Gardner, Ryan Gardner. He goes right in front of the net. And once again, the puck gets turned over to the Swiss side in the mid-ice area. Just under 30 seconds left in the third period. And fresh legs are brought out onto the ice. Danes are going to have one more go at it. See if they can't get at least one good shot or scoring opportunity on the Swiss net, but it doesn't look like it. Under 10 seconds left in the game. And this is how it's going to end. 4-1 for Switzerland over Denmark. That's it. Bera, the Swiss goalie, is obviously happy, getting himself a win against Denmark. I'm looking at Walker, Yossi, Bloom. All these players had excellent games. I'm calling Hollenstein as the most valuable player for Switzerland. And I'm going to go with the captain, Morten Green, number 13 for Denmark. Let's see if it works out. There's the captain, Sager, for Switzerland, helping to guide his troops, along with Sean Simpson, to a win that takes Switzerland into first place in their group. Per Bachmann and his Danish players are content with the one win that they had over Slovenia in this preliminary round. And we're waiting for the MVPs to be called from both sides. Once again, this was a huge game for Switzerland. First place in their group. As compared to it's been a growing period for the last 2 or 3 years for Switzerland. And for Denmark, it's number 6, Lassen, who takes the MVP, the assistant captain, number 6 MVP. And let's see who the MVP is for the that's for the Danish side, and let's see who the MVP is for the Swiss side. The goalie, Bera, Reto Bera, number 20, gets the MVP for the Swiss. For the Danes, it's Stefan Lassen, the assistant captain. That's all from us today. Come back again. We've got lots more games coming your way. There's going to be fantastic hockey. We'll see you later. Bye-bye.